Hello and welcome back. Here we are on our objective screen, so let's take a look. What are we doing? We will create a piece of pop art. How are we doing this? By using a free online program and talking about repetition. And why are we doing this? In order to talk about and learn about pop artists, pop art, and how it is influenced by culture. Also, we will learn about PA artist Andy Warhol. Let's go ahead and take a look at our project goals. So today's project goals, we're going to continue to work on the pop art project. We have to open up our document in Photopea, and then we also need to today add our colored boxes for the background of our 6 different sections. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at that. We will refer back to the slide for the individual steps as we go through. Once we're done, we're then going to save it, put it in our Google Drive, and submit a screenshot. So let's go ahead and move over to our project. I'm going to go ahead, close this, close that. So we're going to open up a new tab. In the new tab, we're going to go to Photopea. We saved our document the last time, so we need to go to Open from Computer, and then you need to find your document. Now, I did not put mine into Google, so mine is still in downloads right here. Okay, so that there, I believe, is my document. So we had to open it up. Yours should be in your Google Drive. I'll be sure to do that today. So now that I have this, what we're going to do, the first thing is we don't need our picture today. So we're going to just come over here to the layers palette and click this eye in front of the little thumbnail. This is the layer name, the thumbnail, and the visibility. So I'm going to click the eye to turn that off. So just the blank canvas. I am going to zoom in with my magnifying glass so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, the next thing you're going to do is we're going to add a layer. We want the layer to be underneath this layer. So I'm going to click on my background layer. I have to move my webcam out of the way. Put you up here. And then down here at the bottom, there's a little trash can, and then to the right of the trash can is a little notebook, kind of like a post-it note with the corner peeled up. So we're going to click on that. That's the add a layer icon. So it added a layer 1. That's the first step. After we have layer 1, we're going to create a box. So we're going to come over here to our toolbar. The second tool down is the rectangular marquee tool, or the rectangular select tool. If I click on this, you can see, and I hold for a second, all of these other tools pop up. Well, we just want that rectangular, so we're good with that. I'm going to come somewhere into my document, and I'm going to right click and draw down. Notice that there is a width and a height that's represented there. It's really tiny. But what we're going to do is we want this to be 300 pixels by 300 pixels. So I have my width and adjust my height. So I want this to be nice and square. If you held the shift button, it will actually help you keep it square. And there's 300 by 300, so I'm going to release my mouse. Then I can release the shift button. So that selected area is 300 pixels by 300 pixels. It is now selected with layer 1 over here selected. We're going to come down here into the toolbar, and we're going to pick a color. Right now, by default, this color is red. So I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to slide and pick a new color, and then I'll slide over here and pick the value of that color. So leave it up here at the top for a nice bright color. And I click OK. So I now have the area where I want it to be, the layer that I want it to be on, and the color that I want that square to be. So at that point, I'm then going to hit Alt, Delete. So that filled that square. Beautiful. But that's only one square. We need 6. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go over here to our Select tool at the top. I'm going to grab this square and drag it into the top corner. Okay, we want to be sure that it goes in the corner and not over the corner. Can you see how those diagonal or dotted lines are outside? I don't want that. We want it just in the corner. It kind of snaps in, but you have to be really pay attention for that. All right, so that is in that corner. We're good with it there. To deselect those dancing ants, you can hit Control D, and those will go away. That's the selected area. So that's wonderful. That's layer 1. We need 5 more. So we've got to do this a couple more times. So what I'm going to do is on my keyboard shortcut to copy this. Think about it like jumping this image to a new layer. So we're going to hit Control J. You can see nothing changed on the main part of the screen here, but over here in the palette, I now have an extra one. And I'm going to hit Control J 5 times. So I already did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That will give me 6 copies of that colored square. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select my select tool, drag this over, and I'm going to drag, oops. Okay, so I did that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit auto select up here in the top. So anytime I click on something, it's automatically going to select that in the palette on the right side. So I'm going to click on my next one and move it over. Click on again back in this corner and move one down, back in the corner, over and up, and my last one. So now it looks like my screen's all one color of blue, which is not, again, not what we want, but I can tell really quickly that I don't have any gaps in this design. So that's really good. So now what I'm going to do is over here on the palette, I'm going to, layer 1 is fine. The next one up, I'm going to say is this bottom right. I'm going to right click on it and I'm going to select those pixels. So you can see that the little dot dancing ants kind of thing are around the edge. I'm going to go back to my color palette and I'm going to change colors. Nothing happened. So I have to hit Alt, Delete to fill that square. Then I'm going to go to the next square and I'm going to right click and I'm going to select the pixels. And then I'm going to choose a new color. And I'm going to hit Alt Delete to fill. And then I'm going to go to the next one and select the pixels. And you have to do it in order. If you miss a step, you'll have a problem. So make sure you don't miss a step. And Alt Delete to fill. And then my last one, select the pixels, thumbnail, ants, change the color. And Alt Delete to fill. And you want to do this until you have all 6 colors, different colors. So what do I need here? Still. All right, now you can change around these colors as you see fit. Okay, so Control D to deselect there. This is what we need for our screenshot for today for our progress photo. So that looks good. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take my screenshot. So I'm going to hit, and when I do, I'm going to focus on, I want this, the whole canvas. I want the layer palette. So I'm going to come up here, but I don't need that add all the way on the right. So I'm going to go there and take my screenshot. And then the other more important thing is we want to save the document. So File, Save as PSD. Again, it put it down here in my downloads. So immediately what I should do is go to my Google Drive, find my digital art folder, find my pop art object folder, and I'm going to drag this document into Google Drive so that I have that. And as we do this, you're going to get more and more of these documents. Each step will be saved in that folder. So my previous day, it should look like this. Okay, so I have my PSD, and then I have the one after it. That's just the image. Now I have the 6 squares. And again, each day we'll add to that in our folder. Okay, so I was able to add colored boxes, move the boxes around, save them, upload them to my screenshot. We should be good for today's progress. So if you have any questions or concerns, please reach out and let me know.